Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are finally tackling the topic of ceramides. Ceramides have been around in skincare for years, but they found a new popularity thanks to CeraVe, which has become a viral skincare brand sensation. CeraVe includes ceramides in just about all of their products, and this has found a newfound fan base for ceramides themselves. Whilst I'm not a total fan of CeraVe as a brand, I do love ceramides, and I think there's some fantastic benefits that they can bring to your skincare routine. In this video, I'm going to be breaking it down. I'm going to be sharing with you the benefits that you can get from using ceramides, the best products that contain ceramides themselves, and of course, those hints, tips, and hacks to get the best out of whichever product you choose. So, if you want to find out a little bit more about ceramides, how they work, and how to incorporate them in your own skincare routine, keep on watching. Now, ceramides might sound bougie, luxury, and exotic, but actually they're naturally occurring in our skin. They're just another word for lipids or fats, which form around 50% of our skin cellular structure. They have multiple different benefits, from keeping the skin healthy and improving the skin's barrier function that protects us from external aggressors, but they can also help to lock in hydration. Because they're one of the core building blocks for our skin's health, they can also help promote anti-aging in the skin and just have an all-round multiple benefits. I was a little bit skeptical around ceramides when I first started to use them, and I think that's because when we're in our youth, when our skin is in its teens and 20s, we actually have a whole host of ceramides naturally occurring in our skin, and I don't think we necessarily need to reach for a ceramide containing product. However, like a lot of things, as our skin ages, the quality of the ceramides and the quantity of those ceramides actually decreases. We see this a lot from collagen through to ceramides. All these things tend to decrease as we get older, which can be some of the primary causes of aging. So I think as our skin does age, including a ceramide in our routine can be a really great way of offsetting that aging, and I've got some fantastic recommendations that I'm going to be sharing with you later. In terms of ceramides themselves, you can actually use them alongside all other skincare. It's one of those beautiful, easygoing, friendly ingredients that doesn't have any contraindications, and you can use it alongside the rest of your routine. This makes it super easy to fit into an existing skincare routine that you might have, because you don't need to worry about pairing it with things such as exfoliating acids, retinols, and other things which aren't always compatible with all other skincare ingredients. I would totally recommend, if you're using a ceramide, to include it towards the end of your skincare routine, because it hydrates and it can just cap everything off. I treat it almost like a moisturizer and use it as one of the final steps in your skincare routine, but of course, with it being so flexible, you can piece it wherever you want in your own routine. If you're using a retinol or if you're using an exfoliating acid, I would totally recommend including a ceramide in your routine, because it can offset some of the dryness that you can get from these active ingredients and also just promote overall skin barrier health, and it can be a really nice addition. Now, I think I've kind of convinced you to use a ceramide, or at least I hope I have. So, what are the best products on the market? I mentioned earlier that I'm not a huge fan of CeraVe. I captured this in a video, which I'll leave a link to up there, so I don't need to go into any more detail. I always say when it comes to skincare, use the products that work for you. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with using CeraVe as a brand if you're finding the products are working for you and you're happy with them as a brand themselves. But my recommendations won't be focusing on CeraVe. I'm going to be focusing on some of the other amazing brands which can give you that hit of ceramides, the anti-aging boost, and that locked-in hydration without always breaking the bank. I've got a price point for everyone here, so let's jump straight on into it. My number one has to go to this. This is my day-to-day ceramide treatment. This is the Stratia Liquid Gold. Now, it's not the cheapest product out there, and some people do often associate ceramides with a bougie luxury price tag. Whilst they can be a little bit expensive to formulate, particularly because a lot of ceramides are actually synthetic or plant-derived, this is great because anyone living a plant-based lifestyle will be able to use them. Traditionally, the animal-derived ceramides were a little bit cheaper, which could make for a cheaper overall product, but nowadays people acknowledge, brands acknowledge that people do want plant-based alternatives, which does put the cost up ever so slightly. This Stratia isn't the cheapest, but I find a little goes so far, and it's not just ceramides in this. You're getting so many other great ingredients to build up that skin barrier, tackle any irritation that you might have, and just give you an all-over boost of hydration. I actually use this as my moisturizer. So hydrating, I don't feel like you need a separate moisturizer, so you're kind of saving on that as well, particularly if you don't have very dry skin. This amazing, vegan, cruelty-free, as are all of the recommendations I'm making today, and just an all-around amazing product. I've left a link to this, as I will for all of the products below, if you want to check out the reviews, make a purchase, look at the ingredients yourself. It's all in the description box below. What happens if you want to go for something a little bit more affordable, maybe a little bit more drugstore and more accessible? Then I would totally recommend the Inkey Ceramide Night Treatment. Now, of all my recommendations, I'd say this is the most simplistic in that it only contains one ceramide. That's absolutely fine. You know, whilst you can have a buffet or a cocktail of ceramides, which some of these products do include, one ceramide will actually deliver so many great benefits to the skin anyway. I'd say this is very much a starter ceramide product for people that are looking for a low price point, an easy to use product, and you'll still get some really great benefits. It's slightly thicker than some of the other recommendations, so I'd say this is great for people with combination or drier skin types because it'll add in all that moisture and give you that ceramide hit, and it's just an all-round wonderful product. Here in the UK, it's $12.99, so in the States, it's around that $15 price point. So it's certainly not break the bank, and I think is one of the more affordable ceramides on the market. Now, I just said that Inkey Ceramide Overnight Treatment is great for people with combination or dry skin, but what happens if you have oily, acne-prone skin like myself? I think that Inkey product could be a little bit too on the rich, the thick side, but do not worry, I've got you covered, and I would recommend the Summer Fridays Cloud Dew Moisturizer. This is a moisturizer and ceramide treatment all in one, and Summer Fridays are an absolutely fantastic skincare brand. They're becoming like a little bit of a viral sensation, huge on Instagram, but I'm so glad that they're picking up a lot of credit here on YouTube as well, because some of their products are some of my holy grails. This is a beautiful oil-free moisturizer, so if you're acne prone or have oily, blemish prone skin, this is a really great way of getting some ceramide action into your routine without risking any of the breakouts or the congestion in the skin. I love it. The price point is a little bit more mid-market than maybe the Inkey which is drugstore, but I think for the added benefit of getting a moisturizer and ceramide treatment in one, totally worth the splurge. Now, before I leave you, I've got two other great mentions that I just want to call out. First of all, is from a brand called Face Theory, which you guys know, if you've watched the channel before, know I love. I'll actually leave a link to a video where I just fangirl over Face Theory for a whole 20 minutes because I love so many of their products. They do a Cera Quench Cream. This, again, similar to the Summer Fridays, is a moisturizer and ceramide treatment all in one, and this is stunning. This is probably one of the most hydrating of all of the moisturizers I've actually found. Whilst I don't reach for it day to day because my skin is pretty oily and doesn't need that level of hydration, if you have very dry skin, this could honestly be your savior. Such a gorgeous product, has multiple ceramides in there to give multi-level benefit, and the price point is really affordable. They actually reached out to me and gave me a discount code. It's not an affiliate code, I get no commission, but they did reach out, give me a 25% off code that you guys can use. It's Mad About Skin 25, all capitals, and that'll just again bring that price down a little bit of the Cera Quench product, making that a little bit more accessible. A really great product if you're suffering with dry, dehydrated skin. And finally, I'm going to call out Paula's Choice. Now, I know I'm not always the biggest supporter of Paula's Choice because I think their price point is a little bit on the bougie, a little bit on the luxury side. However, some of their products are genuinely worth the splurge, and their Omega Serum is so great. They do an Omega Serum and an Omega Moisturizer, and honestly, both of them are really good. The moisturizer, much more for dry skin types, the serum, much more beneficial if you have oily, acne-prone skin. Again, multiple ceramides. They're synthetically derived for great if you're living a plant-based vegan lifestyle, and honestly, it will give you all that hydration, the anti-aging boost, and it's just a really nice set of products to use. So there you have it, guys, a full range of ceramide including products and kind of how to piece them into your skincare routine. I'm so glad that this video doesn't actually need to be that long because ceramides honestly aren't that complex. You can include them in your skincare routine at just about any point, and they pair beautifully with all other products. So they're super flexible and super easy to incorporate. Hopefully through this video I've kind of piqued your interest in ceramides. If you're not already using them, they can be a great addition for anti-aging and tackling any dehydration that you might have in the skin. You don't need a ceramide, our body produces them naturally, but I feel as we age and as our skin ages, it's a nice ingredient to incorporate into our routine, just get those added benefits and maybe bring back a little hydration to the skin. I'm certainly a convert and somebody who wouldn't have reached for ceramides in their 20s, but now I'm in my 30s, I'm fully on board the ceramide train, and I love all of the products that I've recommended today. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings. Do you love ceramides? What's your go-to brand? Call it out in the comments section below. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.